I'm aware I haven't posted in a while. To be completely honest, there's just been a lot of stuff going on. And if you feel like staying for me to explain it all, then I'll explain it. If you don't, then just skip forward a little in the video. I'll try to put it up on screen when I start talking about the truck. But first of all, my excuses. Let's get them out of the way. There's been a lot of stuff going around here, around here for the last month. Started with a water leak that we had to dig and find. That took a couple of days. Couldn't find the water leak, so we went to a family member's house, stayed there for about a week. Then I got my parts in, and I didn't make a video installing them because I did it at the family member's house, and I just didn't have really a good enough setup to record with. So there's that, and then it started raining, and it has been raining non-stop. So I haven't even taken this thing out since fixing what broke when y'all seen it last, which was the steering servo. So that, and then there's just been stuff going around the house. We've actually been house hunting because we're planning on moving. This place is livable now, but in another 5 years, I'm not sure it will be. So we're trying to find a new house, trying to figure out how to get all that in order. So there's just been a lot of stuff going on this past month, and I really haven't uploaded, and I'm sorry about that, but yeah, I just haven't. So I figured I'd do a little update video here, tell y'all what's going on, show y'all what I've done to the truck since y'all last seen it. And before I get into all of that, one more thing is I want to ask y'all for a favor. First of all, and most importantly, there's a lot of people here in Texas who could use some help. Last I heard, we are still finding people who aren't with us anymore, which is really bad. So, you know, if you could send some prayers, that would be great. I'm okay. I'm not even near it, and I live on top of a hill. It would take a lot to flood me out. But there's people I could really use, you know, if you're religious, prayers. If you're not, well, then just keep them in your hearts and hope that they pull through. Another thing I'm going to ask y'all is just a small favor here. Recording this and posting it to YouTube is kind of pointless if nobody watches. I did hit 500 subscribers, which is apparently a milestone. YouTube sent me a little congratulations letter on that. I got a little email. But I still don't get many views. I don't get much in terms of interaction, like likes, and I really don't know about shares, but what I would really like is some comments, if possible. Just to let me know that people do watch, people do enjoy, because that's what's going to keep me uploading. With that being said, let's get into what I've done to this truck since y'all last seen it. Last time y'all seen it, I burnt out the servo out there on my little crawler thing that I made, and I have replaced that with a little cheapo Amazon aluminum case 25 kg servo. It is harder to turn with your bare hands, so that's interesting. It must be a different gear ratio or something than the other servo that I had, which was the stock one. It bolted right up, powers up, everything works. I have tested it. I just haven't taken it out to drive it. The other thing I did was another little Amazon special, which is this steering linkage here. It's kind of an I-beam setup where some steering linkages are more tubular like this. I like those more because they seem more sturdy. But I-beams are used in construction of all sorts of large buildings all across the world, and they seem to work. So maybe this is a stronger setup than it looks, but it just feels kind of cheap, if that makes sense. If I nosedive it into a rock, I might break it. Honestly, it feels like I could break it with my bare hands. So yeah, the other thing I did, I'll try to ignore the noise, was to grab an aluminum skid plate. Now the reason I did this is not for performance gains or anything else. It's just there was a lot of flex in the Enduro one that came with it. So this one is solid, there's no flex. I could take it and push on the Enduro one, and the transmission would move, the side panels would kind of buckle in because it would just bend. Now if you're going with an aluminum skid plate or aluminum axles or linkages or anything, there is a warning I need to give y'all. Rocks will slide across and gouge scratches and dig into plastic a lot easier than soft aluminum. Yes, there is an argument that metal is harder than rocks and can provide a better surface to scrape across. Some people may make that argument, but this is aluminum. and it's probably quite soft aluminum at that, because it was very cheap. So in long story short, yes, rocks are going to be harder than this aluminum. They may not be harder than steel and things like that, but this is a softer metal. So keep that in mind. If you get high centered on rocks and stuff, it's going to be a lot harder for them to gouge through aluminum than it would be for them to gouge through plastic, which is going to get you hung up more. I did put these Endura brand shocks on it, and they seep a little bit. I'm not sure where from. I'm not sure if it's the I think it's the bottom caps. I really don't care for these much because they're non-vented, which means you can't fill them full of oil. You gotta just add a little bit to them, just basically just for lubrication. And while they do feel all right, and they have, you know, decent rebound and things like that, and the springs in them are plenty stiff enough for this truck, I don't like the fact that they leak. So I may wind up going with something different in the future. Other than that, though, I think that's about all I did. Oh yeah, I put Velcro. You can't probably see it, but in here in the battery tray, there is some Velcro I stuck on there just to keep the battery in place. I still do use a strap to hold it down, as you can see, but there's Velcro on the bottom to keep it from sliding side to side. Just a simple little fix for that. It's just a little pack of sticky Velcro that I got from the dollar store, literally $2 or $3. I can't remember how much it was, but because it was a long time ago. But yeah, so there is the just quick look at what I've done to it since y'all last seen it. It's a scx10 based Endura buggy. Really the only scx10 things on it now are the fuel cell, the transmission, and the axles and drive shafts. Everything else has been either swapped with Endura or some other aftermarket piece. But yeah, oh, the reason why I went with this, the steering linkage, I know that it looks and feels kind of cheap, but in all honesty, it is hard to find parts for these stock scx10 deadbolt axles. This is, again, the OG deadbolt, not the scx10-2 or anything like that. It's hard to find anything for these axles. Weights, brass, I don't even think I could find axle shafts for them. Hubs, steering linkages. That's why I went with that, because it was kind of the only one that I could find that was cheap enough to be reasonable, because I do plan on swapping these axles out with something else because of the limited availability, at least in my experience of parts. So yeah, there you have it. Just a quick little update on the crawler, what I've done to it since y'all last seen it, and yeah. Anyways, leave a comment, subscribe, share, like, whatever you feel like I deserve. This isn't my normal content. Usually I'm doing assembly videos or out running or something, but I just wanted to give y'all a quick little update here, ask y'all for some favors. And again, if you think I deserve it, then even something as simple as a comment would help me to keep going, because recording this and posting it to YouTube, the editing process, the hassle with taking the stuff with me to record when I run, it's not worth it if y'all don't watch it, right? That was a big fly. But yeah, thank y'all for watching, and I'll see y'all next time.